Bandungan sky that afternoon was as bright as the smiles of the spectators lining the main road. The main road, usually used by private vehicles and tourist buses, had now transformed into a mobile stage, where cultural carnival processions from various villages around Bandungan passed by one after another. That day, the Bandungan Flower Festival was back. But one particular contingent captured the attention more than the others. A group from Tailong Mera hamlet, dressed in bridal costumes, unlike the other contingents, which featured ogo-ogo, folk dances, and even decorated bicycles. Tailong Mera presented a group of young men and women dressed in bridal attire from various regions of Indonesia. The audience gasped in awe, and some even shed tears as a Javanese bride and groom passed through the rows of spectators, accompanied by gamelan music and jasmine petals showered by young dancers. 1. A month of preparation. We've been preparing for this for a month, said Mr. Darso, the Neighborhood Association RT head and coordinator of the Tailong Mera Carnival. Amidst the crowd, he carefully observed the neatly lined up participants. The costumes worn were not simply rented from bridal makeup artists, but many were designed by women from the Family Welfare Movement (PKK), complete with accessories, crowns, and ethnic-themed ornaments. There was a Javanese bride and groom in shiny black ties, traditional headdresses, and hand-drawn batik dododan traditional headdresses. There was also a Minang bride in a majestic, towering golden suntiang traditional headdress, forcing the bride's neck to be perfectly straight to prevent her from swaying. On the other side, there were Balinese, Bugis, and Dayak brides. Each carried a story, each representing a rich cultural heritage. 2. The bride and groom Laura, a 19-year-old girl, was chosen to play the Sundanese bride. She wore a golden sagar traditional headdress and a white kebaya traditional headdress delicately embroidered by her own mother. Her hair was tied in a bun, adorned with jasmine garlands that hung down to her chest. Although initially nervous, Laura admitted she was touched when she heard the crowd cheering as she slowly walked forward with a smile. It felt like we were really getting married, even though it was just a carnival, she said with a laugh, her cheeks red from embarrassment and the hot sun. Her partner, Gunarso, a college student returning home for the holidays, wore a black biscap and batik cloth with a matching blanket traditional headscarf. Although initially awkward, Gunarso eventually enjoyed his small role as a fake bride amidst the sea of cheering people. 3. Audience reactions. Wedding costumes attracted attention. Many couldn't wait to capture the moment, and some elderly people even shed tears as they reminisced about their past. I used to get married wearing clothes like that, said Mbasuganam, pointing to a Javanese bride. Back then, there weren't cameras like there are now. Now, seeing young people wearing these makes me so happy. Even small children were transfixed. They watched the procession with sparkling eyes, amazed by the beauty of the clothes they usually only see on television or in cultural textbooks. Many also ask their parents, "Mom, can I wear that when I get married?" 4. Impressive details. It's not just the clothes and makeup that attract attention, but also the accessories and props they bring. Some couples carry bridal umbrellas, a symbol of protection and togetherness. Chinese brides and grooms also carry fans and small red lanterns, adding to the festive atmosphere. Each couple traverses a festival route with slow, graceful steps, as if they were truly in a sacred wedding procession. Dayak brides even carry headdresses made of hornbill feathers, while those in Batak traditional attire carry ulos, a traditional Javanese musical instrument, and gondang, a traditional Chinese musical instrument played by a group of young men behind them. 5. Judges and audiences' favorite performances. Tailong Mera contingent was ultimately named the best performance by this year's festival committee. The judges, consisting of cultural figures, artists, and local government representatives, praised the idea of combining culture and romance, making this carnival not just a spectacle but also a form of cultural preservation. Was their bridal costumes? They not only showcase the beauty of traditional fabrics and clothing, but also the values of love and loyalty in Indonesian culture, said Mrs. Wenning, one of the judges. The audience even gave a standing ovation at the end of the carnival. Route. They cheered, gave flowers, and proudly shouted the name of Tailong Mera village. 6. Behind-the-scenes stories. Many interesting stories emerged from behind the scenes of the participants. For example, the bridal kebaya Laura wore was actually an inheritance from her grandmother. When my mom got married, I wore this kebaya. Now I'm wearing it at the carnival. It feels like I'm carrying on a family story, she said, moved. There were also humorous stories, such as when Gunarso nearly fainted because his Blancan traditional headscarf was too tight. It turns out my head is bigger than the standard Javanese bridal head, he said, drawing laughter from his colleagues, or when a Bugis bride and groom were swapped due to panic. Luckily, we hadn't started yet. Otherwise the bride and groom would have gotten lost, joked one of the organizers. 7. After the carnival. After the parade, the participants returned to a special tent to rest. They took off their crowns, removed their high heels, and began washing off their heavy makeup. But the exhaustion paid off. Many residents and tourists came to the tent to take photos with them. Some professional photographers even took their pictures and immediately uploaded them to social media. Within overnight, the content about the bride and groom from Tailong Mera went viral. Many praised the creative idea and the beauty of its execution. 8. Deeper meaning. Mer Darso said that this idea wasn't just about winning a competition. He wanted to show that marriage isn't just about two people, but also about culture, ancestors, and the beauty of traditions that should be preserved. Nowadays, many people have Western-themed weddings. There's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes we forget how rich our own culture is, he said softly. Through this festival, the residents of Tailong